Voices on the Green brings together both art, storytelling, as well as community and activism. We share a part of what we make here, what you bring to us, we give that to an organization that we know is doing good stuff in the world, something that furthers the mission that we would like to see happening in this world. To talk to you about that, I'm going to bring up our founder. If you would please welcome Mr. David Rose.
So Reggie already gave a sense of our mission, and so we look for organizations that do lend action to what we value and care about in this church and in this organization that's part of that church. And so we ask friends, relatives, whatever, what's an organization that we should support? And we do that in two ways: financially support them with the funds you give to us, and also give them attention, celebrate them in a way that makes them more prominent in doing their job. So household goods came to our attention. I am embarrassed to say I'd never heard of them. And we had heard from several groups, including Lex Rap here, one of our previous partners, that they were great and we should see them. So 3 of us went out, and I have to say it's an amazing place, much larger than I ever imagined. And as a former CEO of a not-for-profit, I'm into sort of how they run and how they work. And I will say, without any fear of being contradicted, it's one of the best-run not-for-profits I've ever seen. So we had a great tour. We saw literally hundreds of volunteers who are taking in goods sent by people like us, fixing them, polishing them, organizing them, assembling them, getting them ready for being in a showroom where people in great need who have had terrible things happen and need to start a new home can come and get what they need, from big furniture to little spoons for your kitchen. And it was just amazing to be there. So we were delighted to have them be our partner for this evening's show, because they do great work. And I'd like to invite Sharon up because, I want to say one more thing. So this sounds pretty good if you could do this for 50 people a year. They do this for 2,500 families a year. It's an astonishing enterprise. And they do that because they have literally hundreds of volunteers. They have people like us send them stuff that they can use, and people like us that support them financially. So we wanted to be part of that. So Sharon, if you'll come up, this is the CEO of... And I've asked Sharon to just tell a little bit better than I can how you do it.
I don't know, David, that was really good. Thank you so much for the kind words. Tonight's theme of Lost and Found resonates so well with household goods, because our mission to help people make a home, more often than not, the people who come to us have suffered a loss that was a catalyst to them living in an empty home. Each of our clients has a story that starts with a different beginning, but the chain reaction that one loss can cause is the same throughout. I have a couple of clients that I just keep in my heart. One of them is named Sharon, just ironically, but she's a veteran. She has a young son, and she had a long career. And I think what strikes me about her is that when I met her, she started out with, "I never thought I would be here." She's like, "I have lung disease." And I think of another woman, Sally, who was there with her oldest child. She has 4 kids, and she started telling me her story with, "Everything was great. I was living the American dream." And like for Sharon and Sally and so many others, the losses began almost like falling dominoes. I lost my job, and I had no income. I lost my savings and couldn't pay rent. I lost my home and put my belongings in storage. I lost my belongings because I couldn't pay the storage fees. Loss after loss, people go on and they endure, And then they start again. Then they found a community agency that would help them make a plan. They found a shelter where they could stay while they waited for housing. And that wait is a long time for some of them. And then they finally found housing. Housing. Empty housing for sure, but it's housing and it's theirs. And then they found an agency to refer them to Household Goods. And at Household Goods, they found everything that they need to make up their home. And they also found a sense of stability, of possibility, and of hope, all of which they lost when that first domino fell. The impact of getting furniture after you've had so many losses, I think, is best summed up by one of our clients, Chuck. He is a Harvard graduate, an accomplished musician, and he lost his home and career because he had an undiagnosed bipolar disorder. And when he came to Household Goods after he received therapy that he needed and he got back on his feet, he said to us, "We all know the saying that if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day, but if you teach him to eat, he eats for a lifetime." He said, "That's true, but he needs a fishing pole." And the way I see it, Household Goods is giving out fishing poles. And Household Goods is able to help people like Chuck and Sharon and Sally, because like David said, all of the volunteers and donors that give so much to help so many people. So during intermission, please come out and check out our table, and you can begin your story of helping people make a home as well. Thank you so much for supporting Household Goods.